Louisiana Republican Governor Bobby Jindal says it is the DOJ that is discriminating. Governor, very good to have you.
Neil, thank you for having me today.
Talk about weird timing, right? I mean, this dust up right on Martin Luther King Day. What do you think?
You know, it's amazing to me the Department of Justice, the Obama administration, are using the same rules designed to protect minority children to actually keep them trapped in failing public schools. We've got 8,000 kids in the scholarship program. 100% are low income. 100% came out of C, D, or F public schools. 93% of their parents are happier in the schools they're in now. 100% of their parents chose to put them in these other schools. We're saving taxpayers money. We're delivering a better education. Governor Wilder was right. Martin Luther King's dream, it was an amazing speech 50 years ago that we should be judged by the content of our character, not the color of our skin. He's exactly right. To achieve that dream, it starts with education. We're trying to do that in Louisiana. We're getting fantastic results. You know, my parents came here over 40 years ago in search of the American dream, confident if you worked hard, it didn't matter what race you were, it didn't matter who you knew. That's what we're trying to deliver for our kids. And that's why it's just ridiculous to me that the Obama administration would side with teachers' unions over these young children.
Do you think that was the case, this was teachers' unions winning out, and they didn't like this for fear of where it would go and it might endanger their jobs?
Oh, absolutely. Look, they tried to take us all the way up to the state Supreme Court to stop this program. The teachers' unions did. The program's still here. They tried recalling our Speaker of the House and me and some others, and we're still here. The reality is a teacher union, when we started this statewide, said that parents don't have a clue when it comes to making choices for their kids. That's their world viewpoint. These government unions think the bureaucrats know better. I've met with the moms, and Neil, it'd break your heart that they're working multiple jobs. They want their kids to have a better quality of life than they have had. They're trying to do the right thing. They're telling me this is the first time my kids bringing home homework. My kids going to school with discipline. My kids are now talking about for the first time thinking about going to college. First one in our families to graduate from high school. They're talking about becoming the first ones. That's exactly what we want to happen. I mean, these are moms wanting their sons and daughters to live the American dream. And you've got the Obama administration playing politics. To me, it's ridiculous. You're taking the same rules designed to protect the most vulnerable kids. Now they're saying we're going to trap these kids in failing schools. Let's be clear. They're coming from schools, C, D, or F schools. And F school means less than half the kids, just up to half the kids are at grade level. Half or more are below grade level. No kid should be forced to go to those schools. Look, you know Eric Holder's not sending his kids to those schools. The president's not sending his kids to those schools. Let's give these parents a real chance.
Governor, maybe what the administration is saying is we favor another approach, something that your Republican gubernatorial colleague Chris Christie is doing in New Jersey, and that is an extension of this sort of pay for performance. It started as a National Education Department initiative, and Christie's put his own, measures behind it, where if you teach in a bad area and you're getting good results or good test scores with those kids, you get a bonus up to a $12,500 bonus, depending on those scores, depending on the graduation rate, et cetera. That's the way they're going, not the charter school route. What do you think?
Well, the reality is we've got 40,000 kids in charter schools. They didn't challenge that. They just challenged the scholarship program. We changed our tenure and our compensation, hiring, firing policies, linking it all to student achievement. Ironically, the same federal judge the Department of Justice is going to, that is the same judge that tried to stop us from doing the tenure reforms in a parish with deseg orders. Fortunately, we were able to get his, we went to an appellate court. We got the at least temporarily, we won there. Now we're going to have our full hearing in the appellate court. Look, this is at the end of the day, it shouldn't be about the race of the kids. It shouldn't be about politics. It shouldn't be about teacher unions. It should be about student achievement. The American dream, there's really there are two visions here. One is that you give every child a chance to work hard, get a great education, pursue the American dream. Then you've got the president's view, which is all about redistribution. It's about equal outcomes, not equal opportunity. That's what's despicable about this. The American dream, and what I think Martin Luther King was talking about 50 years ago, was every child should have the opportunity to pursue that dream. My dad's 1 of 9. The first I got past the 5th grade. I wouldn't be here today if he didn't have the confidence that in America you can do whatever you want. But it starts with a great education. That's what makes it so pernicious, that this is all about these kids. All they want is a great education. Who are they hurting? They're saving taxpayers money. They're doing better in school. The program's been phenomenally successful. We started our first year in New Orleans, grew up to a couple of thousand kids. Last year we had 10,000 kids apply. We were able to place 5,000 of them. This year it was 12,000 kids applied. We were able to place 8,000 of them. There's huge demand. Parents want to get out of these failing schools. The only ones standing in the way are politicians listening to government unions. It's time for the Obama administration to stand down and say, we prioritize children, not politics.
I mentioned before Governor Christie, so if you'll indulge me, Governor, I wonder if you two are getting along. Many said he made a sort of a swipe at you, addressing some Republican donors a few weeks ago in Boston, and I'm quoting here, "I'm not going to be one of these people who goes and calls our party stupid. We need to stop navel-gazing." You had said, "We don't want to be the party of stupid," paraphrasing here. Do you think he was taking a swipe at you, and were you offended?
No, look, I'm not offended. I'm the head of the RGA. I'm trying to help Chris get reelected in New Jersey. I think he's done a, yeah, I'm sorry, Republican Governors Association. We've got 30 governors this year trying to help Chris get reelected in New Jersey. He's done a great job for the people of New Jersey. Trying to help Ken Cuccinelli up in Virginia. He'll be a great governor.
Well, did you call him up after that and just say, "Hey, what gives"?
No, look, Chris and I see each other all the time. I'll say this, two things. One, we absolutely have to be, as a party, we've got to be smarter. I was saying that we lost an election last year that I thought we could have won. I'm willing to speak the hard truths and say that what needs to be done. I don't think we need to become a second liberal party. Don't think we need to become another Democratic party. Don't think we need to abandon our principles. Wrote an op-ed, ironically, several weeks ago saying we've got to stop the navel-gazing. Let's go fight for our principles. Let's defund Obamacare. Let's balance the budget. Let's stop growing government. Chris and I get along great. Like I said, I see him all the time at RGA
you
and
don't
other
think he
events.
was, I'm sorry, Governor, but you don't think he was talking about you there and taking a swipe at you there? Because it seems that way to me.
I have no idea, and I really don't care. What I care about is winning him, helping him win his reelection, helping Ken win his election. And then in 2014, we got dozens of other governors up. What's important to me is, as a Republican Party, we got to stand for conservative principles. And I'm going to speak the hard truths. When it's time to tell my party we got to do something different, we got to be a smarter party. We got to stop saying dumb things, and we got to fight for our principles. Educational choice is a great opportunity for us, by the way. It's consistent with our principles.
I know. When I had Ron Paul on, he took a dim view of Governor Christie, and he didn't like the way Christie and his son Rand Paul had gotten into this dust-up over who's a real Republican and what really matters. And I'm getting a sense, Governor, that on issues like surveillance, on issues like the intrusiveness of government, there are the mainstreamers in the party, and there are those who just say hands off, even extending now to whether we go into Syria or not, and that this is a real battle going on for the soul of the party, is it?
Well, let's talk about the issue that the dust up between the two of them about surveillance. I think there's a healthy tension within the Republican Party. I think it's a good thing we've got these libertarian tendencies within our party. Look, this administration,
which tendencies do you have? Which tendencies do you have? Rand Paul or the Chris Christie, cool it because this keeps us safe?
No, look, we need to keep ourselves safe, but we need to protect ourselves from an intrusive government. One example in that debate, I think the water's edge is important. Look, I don't mind us using surveillance and drones killing terrorists abroad. I do have grave concerns about the government using some of those same tactics here at home, but we need to have those debates.
Gotcha.
With this administration, look at all these scandals, IRS, AP, Benghazi. This is the inevitable result of an overly large, intrusive government. So I think a lot of Americans, not just Republicans, are saying because of the Obama administration, we want to limit government. The Founding Fathers wanted a limited government.
All right.
Let's not give up our security, but we can have our freedom as well.
Governor Bobby Jindal, thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil.